What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if you're interested in that, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're going to be talking about, is James Bouknight back? He looks more comfortable than ever after watching him against the Chicago Bulls. Ultimately, the Charlotte Hornets ended up losing by 30. PJ wasn't in the game. Mark Williams didn't play that well. So yeah, but James Bouknight definitely came to play tonight. I'm recording this video like at 2 a.m. So I hope y'all appreciate that. But I kind of want to break down every single James Bouknight shot and kind of just, is this a good shot? Is this a bad shot? What can he learn from here? And just not really to pick on James Bouknight, but more so I want to give him credit where it's due, because a lot of his shots, when you see like the stats, you're like, oh, he was very efficient from the field, but a lot of his shots were heat check shots and they were going in. He was hot tonight. There's no doubt about it. But is that something sustainable? Usually not. So we're just going to look at his shots and hope to see like, okay, he can improve here. If he does this, that will help him. Just kind of look, because like I said, a lot of his shots were heat check shots, a lot of catch and shoot opportunities that were going in. Not mad at the opportunities at all. We just want him to be a well-developed player, because the whole goal, I think, is to really have James Bouknight start next to LaMelo Ball. I mean, obviously that's not knowing what we'll get in this year's draft, but I think right now that's the plan. That's why you draft him in the lottery. You don't draft him in the lottery to be a glorified six man, especially if you plan to bring it back Kelly Oubre, which we know as of right now that's something more than likely they're going to do, because they didn't trade him. He said he wants to be back. So the whole point of this is, can James Bouknight be good enough to where he can, I wouldn't say take Terry Rozier's spot, but kind of just be enough so that he can play in Terry Rozier's spot, and we can get off Terry Rozier's cap, because he has a big cap hit. And I think even if we re-sign James Bouknight, the cap hit won't be as big as Terry Rozier, which is like $25 million. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So right here, as you can see, I have every shot that James Bouknight took just into this one video. We'll kind of look at each and every one. I'll slow it down, speed it up, whatever I need to do. Actually, I think it's already slowed down, so let me give it back to normal. And essentially what we're just going to, just like I said, point out, I wouldn't say the flaws, but just point out the different things in his game, why he looks so confident today. Like I said, is that sustainable, and just other plays he can make and other areas he can improve on so that he can eventually end up being a starter, because as of right now, like I said, he's more likely going to be the starter. So without further ado, let's get into it. So where is he even on here? So I'm assuming he's in this corner, because Zach LaVine was guarding. Yeah, so there he is. He's in this corner. So this is one of the first shots of the game. I think he missed his first shot, or did he make it? So he makes the first shot. So he misses the second one, I believe. But see, this one, if we go back just a little bit, I mean, it's really just catch Zach LaVine just ball watching. And also, you're playing the Charlotte Hornets. James Bouknight hasn't played all season. You're going to let him take that shot. I mean, James Bouknight doesn't have high shooting percentages this season. The scouting report probably said you can leave him open for now, or you're not worried if he's open. I mean, if he makes it, he makes it. So you see Zach LaVine ball watching. James Bouknight drains the three. Nothing wrong with that. Let's look at the next one. Let's see. Okay, so the next one, he's coming off a pick by Nick Richards on Kobe White, and I think this is the one he missed. But catch and shoot opportunity, he could have made it. I think he just missed it. I mean, you miss shots. So as we see early, the catch and shoot is working for James Bouknight. He's getting the looks. It's just, one went down, one was close. I wouldn't say close, but headed in the right direction. He could have made that. So that's a 50-50 right there. So as we see, they're just getting him a catch and shoot opportunities often, which is a good way for getting young guys, like just kind of getting a groove offensively. So then here, he's out there in the corner. He passes JT Thor. He comes around after the handoff, and then step back three. Missed. So also so this is one I actually will be a good point to talk about. So he passes JT Thor. JT Thor goes up to him, hands it off. Essentially, I mean, it was a pass, like a shovel pass. Then he just steps back three over Kobe White. And I mean, he had the space, but look how much space was around him. So once again, JT Thor gives him the ball. You got V open. I know Zach LaVine's on him technically, but Zach LaVine's ball watching right here. So you got V, who has nothing but space right here, and we know V can actually work in space. It's crowded over here, so I get why he's not even looking that way. But if you look, the Sumu, I believe who that is, isn't like, look, JT Thor set a screen right there. That could have easily been a play, but he wasn't looking. So these are just the type of things I'm talking about where that you don't need that step back opportunity. You don't need that step back. And even then, I might skip ahead because I don't want this video to be forever. But even then, he gets the ball right here. Kobe White's not the world's best defender. Look at all this space you have to work. And you got 7 seconds on the shot clock. So you have time to work, but it's just a step back three. But I mean, even if he didn't take this space, you still have PJ Washington. So those are two things I would have rather seen him do than to settle for this shot right here. But I'm not mad at him getting in a rhythm. So I'm not mad at him for this game, but that's something, obviously, when he gets more playing time, you don't want him taking a shot like that. All right, so I fast forward because, like I said, this video is going to be really long if I did every shot, but this one I just didn't like. So you can't see, but there's only like 5 seconds left on the shot clock, maybe like 6, and he's just dribble. And once again, you have all this space right here, especially if Mark comes down into the paint. I really would like to see James Bouknight kind of develop some type of mid-range game and just be lethal in the mid-range. With more and more players shooting a three, I think it leaves a lot of spacing. And considering that we don't have like a post-eccentric center, I think that the Charlotte Hornets will have plenty of room in the mid-range to operate, and none of our players do that except Gordon Hayward. So I think it would be really good for James Bouknight if he could learn to kind of operate in this mid-range area, especially in the elbow, which we see him do that later. But yeah, this is just a bad shot just because I get time was running out for sure. But I would have rather you hoist up a shot in the mid range where all this space than just one-on-one Zach LaVine. You really don't even put any effort in your dribble moves and just step back. And then he ultimately ends up missing the shot. And like I said, this game, I'm not upset about it. I mean, I really wouldn't necessarily be upset about it, but it was just the different types of plays we would like to see him make if he's going to have more minutes. All right, so here he does operate in the mid-range. You can see it right here. He's got Patrick Williams guarding him, who's a pretty good defender. I mean, he's not Kawhi Leonard, which that's what everyone thought he was going to be. But he's not a bad defender. So I think James Bouknight's step back move here was beneficial. However, he does it twice in this game. And you could see, all right, well, next time when you're on the scouting report, how is your offense going to be then? And that's something we got to think about. But see, he goes in. Is that Zach LaVine? Yeah, Zach LaVine hedges down, and then he goes back to covers V because V is an excellent 3-point shooter. Not Mark Williams, but Patrick Williams is basically caught off guard here, and then boom, step back. And still, I mean, Zach LaVine stayed, but he didn't really fully commit just because he has V. Then Patrick Williams tried to regain ground after basically just got juked, and boom, that's a good shot. So that's something I would like to see. But once again, when you're in the scouting report, is it going to be that easy for you? Probably not. However, I like to see the effort of him trying it. Let's see if we can find one more. All right, so I found a good one. So Nick Richards is going to set a screen on Ayo Dosunmu, and then he's going to set one more. Ayo is going to actually get caught on this screen. Vucevic comes up and challenges, and then you got Dosunmu on the side right here. Play make out of this. There's 13 seconds left on the shot clock. You're getting double teamed essentially, and you got Nick Richards rolling with JT Thor in a corner. I'm not saying make a LaMelo ball pass to the corner right here because I don't think it would have been possible, especially with Patrick Williams right here. But I think a bounce pass up. I think Nick Richards can go. I mean, there's a lot of things Nick Richards could do here. So if you bounce pass in between these guys, Nick Richards catches the ball about right here. He takes that, spins. His right. He can go up right here. Or by that point, with Patrick Williams coming down, you have a wide open JT Thor or Svi. So if Kobe White chooses JT Thor, which he probably would, just because of the fact that JT Thor is the one that's wide open and JT Thor will probably look like he's about to shoot. If I'm JT Thor, then I'm pump faking, giving his V's wide open at that point and a good 3-point shooter. So that is just there's so many different ways that play could have went, but instead he took the extremely contested 3-point shot. And so that was what I didn't necessarily like about this play. But those are some of just the small things that I saw in tonight's game. James Bouknight was definitely on fire. This isn't me trying to shame James Bouknight or whatever. I like what he did on the court tonight. I'm not really even mad. It's just more so I just want to point out those things because I really want to see James Bouknight start or play significant minutes. I think he's way too talented not to, but I can see some of the flaws in his offensive game, and his defense isn't anything to hone in on. But if you can get him to just be great in catch and shoot, operate the mid-range when he has space, because right now he doesn't seem like he's blowing by anybody. But if you can operate in that mid-range and do some fades or anything like that, I think that he could really have a chance of being a really good offensive weapon, because we don't have many guys like that on this team. Terry, in a way, is like that, but that's the whole point. We need a cheaper version of Terry, younger version of Terry, especially with this team. I think that James Bouknight could be the answer. We just need to see him step up those parts of his game, which I'm sure will come. We've seen him do it. It's just, I'm just saying, I'm kind of projecting. It's like, hey, if he wants to make the lineup, these are the type of plays he's got to make. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I don't know, have no idea if this video will get taken down just because I have a lot of basketball clips in here. But hopefully with me talking about it like over it and just showing you, I think that would work. I'll probably have this video edited funny so the algorithm doesn't pick it up, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.